So hi, my name is Kathleen. My husband and I just did our first actually video on our bourbon journey and experience. And the first thing we did was a blind test of some rye drinks. My daughter Julia helped us out by picking out the rye. We had no idea what we were tasting. And we tasted Sazerac, Rye 101 from Wild Turkey, and Angel's Envy. So some people really like to drink bourbon neat or on the rocks. I like it that way, but I also like a good cocktail. So I thought I would take one of our whiskeys that we talked about today in our blind test, and that's the Sazerac, and make a Sazerac drink for you. So the ingredients in the Sazerac are 2 ounces of Sazerac rye. I use a spray of absinthe, but you can use 1/4 ounce. You need a sugar cube, 3 dashes of Peychaud's bitters, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, a little bit of water, and a cup that has been chilled. So we're going to go ahead and start. And as I do this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Sazerac. So back in the early 1800s, there was a pharmacist, and his name was Antoine Peychaud, and he invented the Sazerac drink. And he worked at a coffee shop in New Orleans. He invented the drink. Originally, the Sazerac did not actually have Sazerac bourbon. It actually had cognac. But in the early 1900s, the vineyards in France got some kind of disease. Cognac became very sparse. So they changed to Sazerac rye whiskey. So that's how we're going to make it today. So this is actually considered a modern day Sazerac, whereas something with cognac or half cognac, half Sazerac would be considered more of an old-fashioned cognac. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Question: how would straight Sazerac be different than half cognac, half the rye? And how would it compare to something that is just cognac instead of the rye?
So the rye has a little bit more of a spicy, peppery taste. The cognac would make it a little bit less spicy and peppery, maybe a little sweeter, because the cognac is a fortified wine.
Yes, which is good because I like sweet.
So, but you're not getting that today.
Ugh.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a sugar cube. You can also, if you don't have a sugar cube, you can also use a tablespoon of sugar. I kind of like my fancy stuff, so I'm going to use the sugar cube. And you are going to put a tablespoon of water with that sugar cube, and that's going to work on melting, and it's going to melt down, and when we stir it, the sugar cube can be completely dissolved. The other thing is, how I always make my Sazeracs is Sazeracs don't have ice in the cup, but you want the cup to be cold. So you can either put ice in it and pre-chill the cup, or you can put the cup in the freezer and then take the cup out and have a cold glass when you're done. But right now we have some ice in this glass that we're gonna let sit in here and get cold, and then we're gonna dump that ice out because there's no ice in a Sazerac drink.
And that's because
it would water the drink down.
Dilutes it.
So right now we just have some ice getting cold. We have our sugar melting in our water. We're going to take our 2 ounces of rye. We are going to take 3 dashes of our Peychaud bitters. We're going to take 2 dashes of our Angostura bitters. These 2, maybe that was 2.5.
Oh no, somebody call the cocktail police.
And then we're going to stir it up. You don't want to over stir it. So I have my glass that's been chilling, and I actually had it chilling for a little while before this video started. So what I'm going to do is dump the ice out, and I have a cold glass. Now, what you can do is take your absinthe, half an ounce of absinthe, put a quarter to a half an ounce of absinthe, put it in your glass, swirl it around, and then dump the extra out. But my husband and I went to the Sazerac house in New Orleans. Totally recommend going there. It was a fantastic experience. It's free to enter. It's free to do the tour. They have great stuff in their gift shop. One of the things we bought is this cool little spray bottle. So, oops, totally missed the glass there, didn't I?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So I spray the glass.
It's an air freshener too.
Yeah, air freshener too. And it has a little S on it. I love this. I think it's the coolest thing. I'm gonna stir it one more time. I'm gonna pour, doesn't look like a lot.
It doesn't.
Then you take a lemon. So a lot of whiskeys use orange, but this specifically says it needs a lemon. So you're gonna take
Zesty.
Zest of a lemon, and you're gonna twist it.
Does this twist do anything except make it look cooler?
It expresses the oils. So that lemon has some oil. Citrus has oil.
Yeah.
So it expresses the oils.
So you're breaking it up. So
I'm breaking the oils up. So I'm gonna let you taste that and tell me what you think.
So I'm not normally a fan of straight alcohol. I like cocktails a lot better. So.
And your favorite cocktail is a Bushwhacker,
Yeah.
which is so different.
So different
than this.
Yeah. So I can definitely smell that it is alcohol. I'm one of those people that the first thing I smell is alcohol and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But there is definitely some of that lemon. Not bad.
You would drink that.
I probably wouldn't order at a bar. However, if I was at some place that was just full of whiskey and bourbon, I would probably get something like this. You can still very much, this is the main flavor, this is the main taste.
Can you taste the absinthe, which is a black licorice?
Very, very little.
So the cool thing about absinthe is for a long time it was outlawed in the United States because it was made with wormwood. And people thought that wormwood made you crazy. So they outlawed it.
Oh, God
and
forbid.
now it's you're allowed to have it. It's still made with wormwood and it doesn't make you crazy.
Did they prove that?
I
Or
don't know.
are we just winging it?
Winging it. So the other neat thing is if you're in New Orleans, definite recommend going to the Sazerac house, but the Roosevelt Hotel, which is an absolutely beautiful hotel, has the Sazerac bar, and they make great Sazeracs, and I definitely recommend you going.
You want to taste it? See if you can get the same, because this is the overwhelming flavor. You get a hint of this, and just a bare splash of this, but I think that's the cocktail. It's very little of this, mostly this.
Mm-hmm. Tastes good to me.
Of course it tastes good to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So we're gonna try to make drinks after we do our videos because I love to make drinks. I love the fancy stuff and I love mixing things. I just love to mix drinks.
Little mad scientist.
So after we do our videos, we're gonna try to mix a drink for everybody and give you a little bit of facts with it.
Yes, I like cocktails more than I like any of this stuff. I would be happy with a random vodka and a lot of fruit. But not bad.
Good job.